Good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Empowered Pause. I am your host, Rachel Chinoa J. The Empowered Pause is brought to you by Speak Initiative, and as always, I'm just going to give you a little bit of information about us. Speak Initiative is a nonprofit mental health peer support organization, and our mission is to reduce the stigma around suicide and mental health and wellness, excuse me, in the Black and Brown communities by allowing our partners to speak, be heard, and live fully. SPEAK stands for Suicide Prevention Through Empowerment, Action, and Kindness. And as a mental health peer support organization, we stand in the gap with people who are experiencing mental health challenges or who have had past suicidal ideations. We stand in the gap by combating the rise of suicide in Black and Brown communities, eliminating the negative stigma around mental health and wellness in our communities, amplify access to resources and support for mental health, and finally, to support and encourage those affected by suicide to speak, advocate, and end the silence so that more of us can survive, right? So that is what we do at Speak Initiative, and pretty much every week we are here live to share some empowering words or do the empowered pause. So last week we explored a quote that resonated with me regarding self-care and staying consistent daily, right? I also offered during that live that we remember to be kind to ourselves in the process of learning and unlearning some old habits or learning new ways of being and new ways of healing and unlearning some of the old habits that no longer serve us, right? Um, Speak Initiative was birthed as a mental health and wellness peer support nonprofit because when I started speaking about some of my challenges and experiences and being transparent about this healing journey, I noticed a few things. First, uh, one of the key things I noticed is that releasing the hurt, the trauma, the thing, whatever is inside of us that may be causing pain, releasing it verbally, excuse me, saying it and naming it sometimes, when, of course, a person is ready for that, can help release some of the weight of the emotions or for a lot of us, some of the pain that just came with, living everyday life. Sometimes life is lifing, right? And it doesn't always be kind to us. The second thing I noticed is as a writer, because I love to write and I've been writing my entire life mostly now, I've always known that words have power. However, I hadn't really explored the amount of power and energy that words can actually have when spoken. Speak is an action word. Our logo symbolizes breaking a change around our bodies, minds, and spirits so that we can live fully. I believe, and I've said this on previous pauses, that the vibrations of our voices and intent is received by the universe and reflected back to us, right? And one of the other things I've learned in this journey, and it's going to sound so cliche, but I like to have this reminder always that I am not alone, right? So I need for you to know that you are not alone. Even if you are physically sitting by yourself right now in a solitude space, even if you don't have a large social circle, or maybe you're feeling like no one will understand you, please, please, please remember that you are not alone, right? These are some of the truths that I found um, pushing me to be kinder to myself. Kindness is one of the pieces of Speak Initiative because we want to be intentional in leading with love. This is important because it doesn't only apply to others. I have, and if I'm honest, I still continue to be my harshest critic, being my own judge, being my own jury and punisher, and forgetting that just as I would show kindness to a stranger, that too I deserve that same kind of kindness from myself, right? So positive self speak, positive self talk, um, not beating yourself up when you're just being human, right? Sometimes, excuse me, sometimes our society or culture has a way of telling us that we need to do or obtain certain things or be a certain way to be relevant, right? This week's quote for Worthy Words was: "The curious paradox is that when I accept myself just as I am, then I can change. I'm not perfect, but I'm enough." And that quote comes from a psychologist and author, Carl Rogers, who wrote a great book that quote is in. It was selected because it reminded me of kindness and love, to accept myself just as I am with love, then I can change. That I'm not perfect, but I'm enough. And of course, in my brain, at the end of that statement, it says, it always wants to add, and I always have been. And that is because I have to say that to my past traumas and my past experiences that have led me to feel like I am not enough in certain situations, right? But knowing that and hearing that quote kind of shook me out of attempting to be something that I am not. It reminds me that flaws and scars are a part of life, at least my life, right? Most of us don't go through life unscathed. It takes me back to a place of healing, actually, and not judgment, not to hold myself captive based on the emotions that I have, but to allow them to surface, understand them, heal through them, and move forward. So this week, I was just reminded that I could do better with my self care and with kindness, and to stay consistent in all things good so that the rewards will eventually outweigh the work, right? So today it was consistent kindness. I was reminded, so I'm going to give you that reminder as well. As always, I hope these words have been empowering, encouraging, or helpful in some way. Because as I motivate myself, I want to motivate you as well. Okay, so that is our empowered pause for today. If you or someone you know is struggling with mental health challenges and need assistance, please again know that you are not alone. Um, at Speak, we are not therapists. As I mentioned, we are peers who simply understand. We are here to be a resource or get you to the appropriate resources that you may want or need. Speak is here to offer help and guidance, and that may just be what you need to continue your journey to whole self or to start that journey to whole self, right? So, again, thank you for joining me today. Join us next time for an all new Empowered Pause, where we'll bring Mental Health Awareness Month to a close. Hopefully, you've seen the flyer that I mentioned last week about Speakers with Sneakers. It is back for the spring session, and we're determining the summer session dates now. Hopefully, you'll be able to come out, walk with us, join our team for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention Walk that is happening in September. You can register for Speakers with Sneakers on our website under events, or you can actually just scan the QR code on the flyer to register. As always, I ask that you comment, like, react, share this video and our information so that we can reach anyone who may be in need. Visit our website for more information, join our mailing list, or perhaps support us with a donation. Remember, our voices hold power, but only if we speak. Speak love and choose life. Until next time, take care.